Aloha guys, glad to be here. JohnRemix.com TV. And guess what? We're looking at the Ala Mall. Nice stores, nice environment. Serious subject, however. Looking into the idea of manipulators. So we're going to give a series of concepts, 10 ideas relevant to being conscious of this and in turn transcending it into a better place. So first of all, this is a responsible outlook, right? We're looking at doing the right thing for ourselves and others, and really nice view. And so it's about being strong and being smart, because yes, knowledge is power, and not just blaming the person who is a manipulator or has had a bad childhood, so they're being disrespectful, but instead making a conscious choice that, you know what, there are ways we can describe people. For example, we can say, you know what? Hold on, I like this view here. Check out these sewing machines here. What we can do is, for example, number one, instead of classifying, by the way, narcissist is a key word. If you're looking up how to deal with manipulators, bunch of videos, narcissist and manipulator go hand in hand. Those are a complementary term. Basically, the first thing to know is that, and in addition to the reality that, you know, people are trying the best they can. If you were in their position, you know, you'd do the same thing. And ultimately, you know, you choose and they choose, but who would really choose something like that? Who would choose just the best way? Instead of saying they're bad people, I like to say, you know, these people have obviously had a difficult childhood, and they have unresolved psychological, or I should say, you know, unresolved issues. And I'm going to make the world better for them. I'm going to make it a nice world. Maybe number two is maybe not for their current incarnation, but maybe the next. Maybe right now they have to be avoided, imprisoned, and otherwise dealt with because they're antisocial, destructive people. But perhaps, okay, they can be actually approached. And so for number two is, it depends on your position. You really have to know, are you in a position to deal with a problematic person? Do you have the time, energy, and resources? Do you have the safety? Like, for example, can you potentially report them to the police or authorities without them knowing that you did that? These are all things to consider. And I want people to be confident in how to deal with this. You know, obviously there's a bunch of YouTube videos on the matter, but I'm also adding to the picture. And I'm saying that number three, a manipulative person does these numbers of things. They use whatever you like against you. For example, you might think that you're entitled to things, or that other people should give things to you, especially if you name somebody. That's why I discourage people the use of naming somebody their authority, like their father or uncle or anything like that, because it puts you in a position where you're expecting something from others without having to do anything for it. And that's not the way the world works. The world is about earning things rightfully in order to experience them and rightfully enjoy them. And you know, you can't, for example, you can't have luxuries in your life and enjoy them. Like, I don't know why these parents bring their kids on vacations and all these, give them fancy things. They won't be able to appreciate it, and it will even destroy them. It'll make them vulnerable and make them, where bad people can easily get them. You let a young woman or man dress up fancy or nice or wear makeup or have a expensive car or anything like that. Guess what? They're gonna attract the wrong attention. I encourage people, especially women, because women can be manipulated. I encourage them to dress discreetly, dress for fight or flight, quote unquote. That they should even shave their hair or wear a wedding ring. That's another idea. That's for people to protect themselves, both physically, like practically, like wear shoes they can run away in, or more also psychology of, number 5 is if you have, in order to have a strong willpower, you have to have things that you're interested in, likes. And so it's important to encourage people to develop their interests and set goals and have daily schedules and whatnot, because then it's improbable that you're going to be targeted or distracted by somebody saying, "Oh, let's hang out for a while," and of course people meeting their own needs, desires, and wants. That's number 6. What a manipulator will do is they'll offer things like offer you transportation, food, shelter, your basic needs. They'll invite you to a party, put you into another environment, put you in their car, get you into a place where they can leverage and control you. Or you'll either not be able to get away physically, or you will. Check out the view here. Check out this nice tree here. Nice setting here. Serious subject though we're dealing with. You want to be able to be on your game, and that means masturbation. That means activating your orgasmic center, and that allows you to not feel like, oh, I need this person, or oh, I want them, or even feeling good. Manipulators might say, oh, they might be very friendly. You have to be friendly to yourself and encourage yourself. Anyone who's saying like, oh, you're so cool, or good idea, or I like your style, anything, of course they could be benign, but often there's an underlying implication of this person is wanting something from you, even if it's not something. Even if they're not necessarily wanting your money or your body, they might be just wanting your time, and it's a waste of your time. So you really want to be clear on what you want in life, and be strong in that. Be you. Don't hope or have this unconscious belief of hoping other people will do things for you, because that leads you into the trap of these people. And basically, they could be anyone who wants, like I was saying, not just your body and money, more serious things, but they could want subtle things like your time, or your commitment to something that you might think is casual, like just a couple of days a week, but it turns out to be over the course of a lifetime a lot, right? And that's not what we want. What we want is to know what's going on in our life, and to be clear about our associations and relations. And sometimes that means saying goodbye to people. I do that fairly often. I give people ultimatums. Either don't refer to me as, for example, I've described to my legal biological relative persons, previously known as quote unquote family, but are these people really committed to me or interested in me? Not really. And so I've I've extracted these people out of my lives for the most part because they haven't agreed to just be on the terms of friends terms. Now we have thousands of friends, right? And thus we can be friendly with lots of people. However, when you're unclear about your relationships, you get into a confused state of being, and in turn are subject to people and their interests and preferences transcending your own. Now, the big thing here is you don't have to dominate or manipulate other people, tell them what to do, hope that they'll change. You just have to seek space and give people space. And like in conclusion, remember to further examine the subject of manipulative people and narcissists on YouTube. Thanks for considering. Aloha.